don't because you
چرا
also
من
talked
منتظر
about, I don't know what is left to. I mean, you talked about it with
خیلی
your
جالب
wealth and about how we see. I can just maybe comment a little bit. No, we have very much respect for. I mean, WILF, our organization, is comprised of women of different beliefs and cultures and religions who share the desire to have peace in the world, to, you know, to what degree we organize women influence, that is another issue because it takes a lot of organizing to be able to really influence political decision making, which is very hard. But this is the idea, to try to convince leaders of using diplomatic measures rather than militarism and, you know, armamentism and all of that. This is an organization that has 110 years, and sometimes it feels very frustrating that after so many years it's accomplished because the world keeps fighting, and it's one of those things that, you know, it's just out of conviction that, you know, we keep trying. And of course, you know, we have a website. There's a lot of talk about feminist peace, as they call it. And years before, when it was created in 1915, nobody was talking too much about feminism, and now, and there are many ways of understanding feminism. Of course, there is some Western feminists that see particular ways of, you know, of thinking, and see as a way of solidarity to impose those views in others. Many don't believe in that way. We are part of those who believe that this movement and this union has to be based on respect of the cultures. Of course, we feel concerned when there is discrimination. And like you say, you know, it's our option. Maybe in a large country that there are Christians or other Buddhists or others that may not choose, and the concern is that the women that do not choose that do not suffer discrimination. That's a solidarity feeling that I think also is valid. And from what I have heard from other women we have been talking, it's, you know, this is a large country with many. And they go to school, and they don't have discrimination for that. But when there are laws that are different for women and men, or there are maybe a source of discrimination, it's a concern. But I understand that this is something, at least we understand, that you resolve your own way within yourselves, and we understand there are important discussions, and it is not our thing to get, you know, into that. The main thing is to join efforts to struggle for the main issues of peace and conflicts, and see how we can help each other. And we understand this huge pressure against a cultural battle to expose women in Iran as victims, as backwards, and not acknowledging the amazing success and development and education and all sort of disciplines, like you said. And it's impressive the amount of the degree of graduates and abilities, and how happy and it's to see in many places women laugh, women talk, women interact. So I feel very committed as an organization to share this with the other members in our international. We do hope that eventually we can have a group of Iranian women as part of our organization, and we have Congress every 3 years, more or less, sometimes not often, where those groups get accepted. So we are aiming at joining women in different parts of Iran with a basic concept. We have a constitution and we have a bylaws and a history of many years of work. But the core thing that unites us is the desire for peace, for respect of diversity among the women, and the idea of finding ways of understanding peace and find common ground to act together. There's so much to do. There are so many powerful enemies that we need to find the ways in which women can unite and help to make a difference.
I saw your site, and I personally admire your trying and your actions about peace and all of holy concepts, because the peace and freedom and justice, I think they are holy concepts for us as a human, and we have this mission as a human to achieve the world that be full of these realities. But the introduction of this mission is understanding between us and other people. Yes, maybe we think about the freedom differently from you, from Western people, and in that book I explained in numbers of the pages about the gender. I am anti-feminist, but I defend of women. The defending of women has no one pattern. In Islam view, we want to defend of women, their rights, but in Islam view, or in Iranian view, we have a culture, we have a history, and we want to keep them sound and safe, and we have to keep them from fighting in culture between Western and Eastern countries. We have personality, we have a religion, we have a culture. So when we talk about the man and woman, we want to talk about the man and woman, because the man and woman, both of them are religious theoretical words. Man and woman are differ from male and female, and differ from gender. Gender include the diversity. We have no any belief of that, because in shadow of gender as a concept, they go to the homosexuality as a human right. We have no belief about that. We don't want to utilize gender as a strategic word, because we know the radical feminist in that shadow progress the project about the homosexuality. Yes, I know that the feminism is has a diversity in itself. As you know, they want to say feminism with S, because they want to say the feminism is very colorful, but the mainstream thoughts in the feminist theory is equality. We don't believe in equality. we believe in justice including equality and some inequality. We have to handle that. We have to manage that to remove all of the cruel against women. But the justice is is the most important concept for us. I mean, the justice have potential to save our similarities and our natural differences. So we have to solve this misunderstanding between us and you. Islam is have a lot of thoughts in its theory. We have to talk about that, and the pattern of Islam for protection of the human, protection of women, protection of peace. You have no time, but I want to mention to this hadith about the Imam Ali. After some war against one tribe